Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Man, what a bombshell AT&T dropped on us in the last 24 hours. This is a problem, a perception problem. It's just a big problem, in my opinion. Yesterday, we had the C-band launch for Verizon. Big deal. Saw tests everywhere. People sending them in, Reddit, making videos. I saw it. Huge. More than 90 million covered. Pops, points of presence, end of month, 100 million, and more thereafter. Every single week, more C-band sites get touched, and they get turned on. And then we had AT&T's launch. Very quiet launch. Not much talked about. They released a map. 8 metro markets launched. Limited areas within the 8 markets. I had people go to the markets. They couldn't find any C-band. I had people in Austin that were telling me they couldn't find any C-band. Then I had some people tell me it was on for an hour or two, and then they couldn't see it anymore. It's been a disaster for AT&T, this launch. So another great article from Mike Dano over at Light Reading. I will leave it in the description down below. How the launch of real 5G turned into a unmitigated PR disaster. Huge PR disaster. Huge, insane. Like I said, perception is going to be a factor in this 5G and this networking, and AT&T is likely going to fall behind on perception big time. So the original build-out target for AT&T was already far slower than any other carrier in the United States. Verizon launched yesterday with more than 90 million, which they said they would around this time, and they did it ahead of time. A little bit lower because of the airports, but they'll get there eventually. They're moving at a quick pace. And then the end of this year, they said they would be at 175 million plus. Just a generalized number, but they want to see where they can get to. T-Mobile, we know they're already 250 million by the end of the year, maybe more, depending. So AT&T said they would do 70 to 75 million by the end of this year, which was already a lower number. Well, yesterday, they confirmed to CNET they're not going to be able to hit that build-out target this year. Not going to do it. Claiming supply shortage. That's what they're claiming, that there's a large supply shortage. They can't get the warehouses stocked to where they would like it to be, to where they can comfortably say they can hit that 75 million. And to top it off, while they gave the negative news that they won't hit that build-out target, they couldn't give CNET any new build-out targets. So they don't even know where they're going to be at. They have no idea where this build-out is going. They're just moving. I mean, they're deploying it. Don't get me wrong. It's being put on sites, but it's not at grand scale to where you can say, okay, every other day you're seeing new C-band sites. It's going at a very, very, very slow pace. Very slow. Out of the 8 metro markets that they launched or supposedly launched yesterday that were on that map, Los Angeles was missing. Matter of fact, not a single city from California was on that map. New York City, nothing. So I think this is going to be a big problem for AT&T. This is going to be perception that they'll have to overcome. Definitely a big, huge perception that Verizon, especially T-Mobile, is going to take for them. Verizon's going to move heaven and earth to try to compete in this space and go big. You know, and of course to compete and catch up to T-Mobile. But that T-Mobile versus AT&T is going to get staggering because T-Mobile's going to bring it. T-Mobile is going to smell this blood. They're going to really bring it. They're going to really bring their marketing. They're going to step it up. They're going to bring their point across of that leadership that they have the best 5G network. They're going to want to push that. And more so now than ever. We're already seeing reports of them talking about airports now, that their 2.5 is safe to use at airports, which is, I think, a smart move, in my opinion, in a big way. And they'll further drive that point. Trust me. we're going to start seeing it throughout the year that they'll further drive that point and they'll make it happen. They'll definitely make it happen. So we'll see what AT&T does. They'll have to definitely they'll have to give us something. They have to give the analysts something. There's got to be another day, like an analyst type day, where they give us all new build out targets, updates. They can't just keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna wait till the second half of the year for the media spinoff." That's not gonna cut it for me. That's not gonna cut it for you, the consumer. It's not gonna cut it for competition. They're gonna have to give us something addressable. They're going to have to address us and say, okay, we can't hit the 70, 75 million this year, but we're going to do 40 to 50, whatever. They got to give us something. Whatever it is, we know it's negative. It's going to be another PR, negative PR, but they got to give us something. They got to give us something on where they're taking this. So stay tuned for more. I'll try to dig around on the back end to see what I can find out. This is a huge disappointment for a lot of people across the board. The announcement, the map that they released yesterday was underwhelming. Don't even know why they released that. They could have just kept it quiet. Nobody found any C-band. I have yet to spot a single C-band test on Reddit anywhere. Nothing. So if they weren't going to launch, they should have just kept it quiet. They should have tucked that map away. And they should have just said, hey, we can't hit this targets, but we're going to give you guys, we're going to update you guys at a later time. That's what they should have did. They didn't do it. Now they got to deal with this PR nightmare. So again, leave all your comments in the comment section down below. Look forward to reading them. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the channel. Follow the social media outlets for more updates and interactions. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.